Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy back again. Brooklyn's supposed to be doing this pod with me, but she's playing Roblox right now, so I guess she can jump in whenever she feels like it. There's a lot happening. Kitty, come on, man. There's a lot happening in the world right now. We're going to talk about some of that, I guess. I mean, we almost had World War III for like, I don't know, 2 days. That came and gone out of the news cycle, huh? Kind of wild. What was the point of that? What's going? I don't understand. I just don't understand. There was like this big serious ordeal. How does it just pop into the news? Every big giant scare. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. And then boom, gone. Nobody's even talking about it anymore. It's like stuff is coming in and out of the news cycle so fast. We just don't even care. Like, you could literally say we're gonna go into World War III, and people are gonna be like, "All right, well, what's next? You know, play me something else." I don't even give a shit at this point. And that's kind of how I feel about it, really. We had the whole Epstein debacle. Seems like that's the newest Mandela effect, right? There once was an Epstein file, and apparently there was never an Epstein file, according to, Donald Trump and Bondi. What's going on? What kind of clown show, clown world are we in right now? I don't get it. I really am like perplexed. I've heard this theory that like, oh, Donald Trump's got the files. He's just playing, he's politicking basically. He's holding off the Epstein list so that he can get his big, beautiful bill passed and this, that, and the other thing. And I mean, if that's what's happened, that's still not cool, man. That's not chill. I don't like that. Give me the people on the list. I want it released, okay? Everybody's saying, oh, we don't care about that. Why does that even matter? Why are you guys so obsessed with the list? Literally parroting Donald Trump, which that whole press conference was fucking insane to me. The way he lashed out kind of like a child. It's a little odd. Again, everything is just odd about this whole situation. Then they released the footage. Okay, let's air quote that because a bunch of people already analyzed it, found a bunch of shit wrong with it. It wasn't even the same cell. Then apparently it was like the cameras weren't even for his room. It was like around the corner. Then you had the minute gap in between. Oh, that's every day. There's 1 minute that's just disappeared. We can show you guys. Dude, this seems like a legitimate slap to the faces of the American people. Like, in broad daylight, the elites are like, hey, look, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want, and we don't care how you feel. We don't care what you think. We're either going to gaslight the shit out of you and say it wasn't real the whole time, or now the new thing is it's a Democrat hoax. Right? Obama made it up, and Hillary Clinton made it up, and all these other Democrats made it up. It's not real. Bro, how fucking stupid do you think we are? That's what I want to know. Like, at this point, that's why I'm saying it has to be like some attempt to just see how much shit can we really get away with? You know? What can we do in broad daylight? In broad daylight. And then be like, what are you going to do about it? That really seems like what's taking place. And you can't, it's crazy how in 2025, being in the middle of the aisle just gets you mobbed. It will get you attacked. It'll get you crucified. Okay? People are so hung up on these fucking ideologies of left and right. Right? Oh, my party is better than your party. Like, dude. If this was not the straw that broke the camel's back, I don't know what will be. Because I know a lot of, Trump supporters, me included, I wouldn't say I was like the biggest Trump supporter in the world, but I honestly had hope. Call me an idiot, call me whatever you fucking want. I don't care. I'll admit to it at this point. I had hope. I thought, okay, we got a guy coming in, second term. He's not a politician. He sounds way more polished than the first time he was in office. We got all these people in the administration that we wanted to get in. Let's go, dude. We're going to get some shit done. Within 2 months, I'm like, I think we might have got played. 7 months in. Now I'm like, yeah, I think we got played, You get the whole no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, and everybody's like, that's their first go-to when you criticize the big, beautiful bill. You guys do realize that's just a deduction at the end of the year, right? And we'll still have to see how that plays out. It may actually be good. I think the deduction was like 20. Dude, I don't want to say 25,000 because that seems really high, but I swear that's what it was. If that's the case, and you really do pay no fucking taxes in, that's going to be huge. That's cool. I get it. Okay. Still though, dude, you cannot run your whole campaign on, I'm going to release the JFK files. I'm going to release the MLK files. I'm going to release the Epstein files. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing that all the people wanted, that the base wanted, because what we truly give a shit about is the corruption in the United States government. That's actually what we care about. Like, period. Plain and simple, dude. I don't mind paying taxes, okay? I don't care to pay taxes. As long as I know that my taxes are going towards things that actually help our nation, help my local, neighbors, help my city, help infrastructure for my country, As long as I know that that's what taxes are being used for, I don't care to pay taxes. It's fine. We're a tribal people, man. Species. That's how we evolved. Community, right? So it's not bad to pay a little fucking taxes to uplift your fellow citizens, okay? To make your country better. There's nothing wrong with that. I do not see a problem with that. When people hate to pay taxes is when it's going to foreign countries before it's going to our country. How many homeless veterans do we have? I know that's like a talking point that everyone uses, but it's easy. I'm going to grab it. How many homeless do we have? How many mentally ill people do we have? How many people in poverty do we have? How many terrible cities do we have? Why are we not uplifting these things with our tax dollars? That should be our primary focus, our primary concern. How do we make life better for the people in this country? How do we make our healthcare better? How do we make our overall health better? How do we make our education better? How do we make our children smarter? Somebody posted something the other day, my buddy Josh, that said like we spent $8, I think it was like $7 or $8 on elderly people, and it's like $1 on the children. If that is not a indicator of societal collapse, I don't know what is. You're not investing in the youth, but you're investing in the dying. That's not good. Okay? I have so many people coming at me at this point because it's like, I'm fucking sick of this, dude. I know a lot of people that are in the same boat as me. They're more conservative. They had high hopes for Trump. They're tired of the political corruption. And, dude, we want to see some major fucking change. Like at this point, I said something about we need a revolution, man. And it can either be a good one or a bad one. That's up to the people in office. At this point, though, everybody needs to step down. Everyone. They're not doing their fucking jobs. Okay, we can maybe name a few. Thomas Massey, right off the top of my head. Maybe this Marjorie Green Taylor lady. I don't follow all that shit super in depth. But I've listened to Thomas Massey. I really like the guy. He hasn't taken donor money from anybody. He basically talks about balanced budget, overspending, all the things we should be concerned with. This guy talks about. He votes like that. Okay, he's not saying one thing and doing another. So unless you're like him, you need to get the fuck out. And somebody said, oh, well, that's who we voted for. No, that is not who we voted for. We're in Missouri, okay? And if you're listening to this from out of state, we had a mandatory like sick pay or like some sort of pay required for your employer, okay, given to every employee. That was overturned. We the people in Missouri voted for that, and it was overturned. And then they passed rules on abortion. They either are trying to overturn that or they also overturned that. So what the fuck are we voting for? Our votes obviously they don't matter. You could vote one way and it just gets turned into whatever way they want it to be ultimately up at the top. So saying that this is what we voted for is incorrect. This is not what we voted for. These representatives are not what we voted for. Okay? Most of them probably pitched us one thing and then did another as soon as they got in office. That's a fucking problem. Not what we voted for. So basically we voted you in under false pretenses, right? So now walk it back. We need to start primarying these people. And the only people that should be able to get in office, okay, after this point of everyone stepping down is independents, man. No more left, no more right, okay? Step 1. Step 2, take money out of politics. No more lobbying. No more lobbying, at least not monetarily. You could still, if you have an issue or something that's going on, you could talk to your representative and say, hey, we got trash in our creek beds or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to lobby for. That's fine. You can't take these people out to dinner. You can't buy them things. You can't give them money. Okay? That's number 2. Number 3, if you're a public official, all of your financial records should be public. Okay? I want to know if you've been bought. Some people say, oh, that's radical. Maybe it is. At this point, we need radical change. Because the system that's going on right now obviously is not working. Okay? I am very fiscally conservative, but I also believe in like social programs like food stamps. If my parents didn't have if my mom did not have food stamps when I was growing up, I probably wouldn't be here. My brother and my sister probably wouldn't be here. We'd be dead. Like, literally. My mom worked a job every day, but she could not afford to take care of 3 kids on her own without help from anybody else. So, like, social safety nets are a great thing. I don't hate them. Yes, some people are going to abuse them. Welcome to the fucking world. That's how it is. You can't let one bad apple ruin the bunch, which I know is kind of hypocritical, especially as I'm saying this right now with all the politicians. But it's not really one bad apple. It's like one good apple in the bunch. So keep the good apple. Let's get rid of the other ones, right? Cut them off the tree. Now, what I'm saying is, back to the public records. All of your financial stuff, public information. If we catch you being corrupt, okay, we take you to the public square, we hang you up. Simple as that. Let's see how long corruption lasts, okay, when being corrupt results in your untimely demise. I bet you it stops real fucking quick. I bet you the people that we elect in office to represent us, right, that's what they're supposed to be doing, start representing us instead of themselves. Because that's the current structure that's happening. People get into office, maybe they have some grand ideas. They either get bought, they get paid for, they get blackmailed, a little bit of both. Whatever's happening, I don't know, but something is going on. And it needs to stop. And somebody said, well, then why would they even run for office if that was the case? Because you actually want to help. That's the only reason you should be running for public office in the first place, man. Is to enrich and make your community and your country better, not yourself. And all these people in office are here to enrich themselves at the expense of us. That shouldn't be a hot take. That shouldn't be a crazy take. I shouldn't be posting a video online and getting fucking berated and assaulted by people in this country because I think the people that we elect should work for us. That's insane. What is happening? Are you guys bots? Are you shills? Am I surrounded by NPCs? How are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Especially when it's people that I know are conspiracy theorists. That's like the craziest thing to me. That's so hypocritical, man. How can you sit here and talk all day long about conspiracies, but then you're just swallowing a mouthful of American propaganda fed to you by the imperialist fucking machine? And don't get me wrong, I love America. I love what America is supposed to represent, but it is not that anymore. Okay? So stop coming at me with this bullshit about how, oh, you live in America, the greatest country in the world. Yes, sure, it maybe is. I don't even know that at this point anymore. I really don't. Can you do things in America that you can't do in other places? Of course you can, and it's awesome. I love it, dude. But this is not the same country that our parents lived in, that our grandparents lived in, that their great-grandparents lived in. You can look this up. Our generation, my generation, is the first generation to be doing worse off than the generation before them, and I don't know how many generations. Again, back to the not paying for the youth. That is a problem, okay? All these things that I'm talking about are because I care about this country, because I care about the people inside of this country. It's not solely for me. Oh, I'm crying about my situation. No, I do okay. My family has a house. I have a fucking job. My kids get things. We can go do stuff. It's not about me. All the shit that I'm talking about is for everyone else. It's for everyone in this country. Did no one watch A Bug's Life? We're the ants. They're the fucking grasshoppers. They're stealing all of our seeds. They're ruining our winter. Okay? It's time to wake up. Again, I don't understand why this isn't a non-bipartisan issue. Republicans, Democrats, everyone should be coming together at this point. When Donald Trump sat up there and straight up bold-faced lied to us about the non-existence of the Epstein files, after running on this for so long, after Jeffrey Epstein went to jail, after Ghislaine Maxwell went to jail, obviously there was a crime, right? Well, Epstein must have just fucking unalived himself for no reason. Poor guy. Look, there's no files, dude. Why'd you unalive yourself in that jail cell? You were free. You were innocent, dude. I seen another thing that was crazy. It was like, how come in a conspiracy where a bunch of rich men are trafficking and abusing children, the only person on the fucking hook right now is a woman? How crazy is that? I hate to play this whole like sexism, patriarchal thing, but kind of odd. A little bit crazy, you know? People talking about, oh, Trump's not on the list. How did that tweet age from Elon, right? Epstein files won't get released because Trump's on the list. 2 weeks later, there's no Epstein list. It's a hoax. That doesn't look good, man. Doesn't look good for you. One of the very first witnesses that came out, she was talking about Bill Clinton, and she said Donald Trump used to visit Epstein 3 times a week. Okay? You don't think this guy's on the fucking list? At this point, kind of seems like he might be. I hate to fucking break it to you guys. What's up with this political worship shit? This celebrity worship. The guy can do no wrong, man. Go watch some clips, dude. Go watch some clips of old Donald Trump talking about, I don't know, his daughter, women in general, one of the fucking lawsuit victims he had. The guy says some weird, creepy fucking shit, okay? Related to women. Now it comes out that a guy he used to hang around with all the time, he's in a bunch of pictures with the guy who was trafficking underage women. And you don't think he was maybe partaking in some of those affairs? That seems like a lot of cope. You were drinking the fucking copium to come up with that conclusion. I don't want it to be true, but it really seems like it might be. I really don't hope that the president of the United States would be involved in some shit like that, but it really seems like he might be. It really seems like all these powerful people might be. You need a list. Fuck, go grab the Forbes magazine. Probably a few of those guys on that list are also on the other list. Grab some high-ranking politicians. Grab some high-ranking officials. Grab some world leaders. Grab some whoever you want. I bet you they're on you could make your own list, We have all these giant databases. We have all this access to all this information. We can pull up chat logs and flight logs and bank accounts. And, that was another thing, dude. I watched a congressional hearing with some representative, but he said there's in one of Epstein's accounts was over 4,000 different charges out of one bank account, totaling over $1 billion. But it's a hoax. There's no clients. There's no nothing. It seems like there's 4,000 plus somethings. What's happening? This just seems like, what can we get away with? How far can we take it before the people fucking snap? And I'm at the point, and I think a lot of different people are at the point where enough is enough, man. And thank God we take it back to America. Thank God I do live in America where we have freedom of speech, and I can say this, and I can talk about this, but who knows for how long, Who knows how much criticism we can actually say, what will get us in trouble, what won't get us in trouble, because we've seen, Israeli students, or not Israeli, Palestinian students on visas over here criticizing the Israeli government, and then they get their shit revoked and they get deported. Come on, dude. And people will defend that. Oh, I shouldn't criticize Israel. Oh, they're here on a visa. Oh, they're foreigners. Dude. It's a slippery fucking slope. First it starts with a guy on a visa. Then it starts on illegals. Guy on a visa. Dissenters. Regular civilians. Regular citizens. I know this sounds like I'm blowing shit out of proportion, and I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that's blowing shit out of proportion, sounding all fucking crazy and doomsday, but dude, maybe the fucking anti-Trump people were right, because I don't like what's happening. This is not at all what I envisioned would be the state of the United States of America when Donald Trump took office. I did not think there was going to be more restrictions on freedom of speech. I did not think it was going to become this authoritarian state where you can't criticize or say whatever you want. I should be able to criticize whoever I fucking want in America, whether it's Israel, whether it's the president, whether it's whoever I want. And for a Republican and Donald Trump to be cracking down on that, it's kind of crazy. I don't like it. Dude, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? This is Trump's second term. We're only 7 months into him being in office, right? What does 3.5 years from now look like? That's a long fucking time. We're still involved in Ukraine. Pretty sure we just gave more aid to Ukraine. Nobody wanted that. No MAGA people wanted that. That's the exact opposite of what we wanted. Sending more aid to Israel. No MAGA people want... Actually, I can't say that. Me personally, I don't want that. Why does Israel own all of our fucking politicians? Why? Can I talk about that? It's pretty odd. You have Epstein, who is more than likely a Mossad agent, given Ghislaine Maxwell's dad and his relationship to the Mossad. He's either Mossad or he's CIA or he's both or something, Again, the whole Epstein thing, why do you care? Why do you care about Epstein so much? Why does it matter? It's just some guy. Dude, it's the principle. Everything in life always comes down to the principle and the concept. The principle is some guy was running operations, okay, with underage kids And he was using them to blackmail high level, scientists, political people, whatever. Okay. And then we just act like that's not a big deal. No, that's a huge deal. For one, it's high level people. Somebody has to pay for this. The whole concept and principle is you can't just do whatever you fucking want because you have money and you have power. That's why we care. That's why we want to see these people brought to justice. If that does not happen, we have lost all integrity in this country. Like, what are we fighting for? What did our forefathers fight for? Because I promise you, it was not this. And the people who support Donald Trump, okay, and everything that's happened, and you just come out and you're still fucking supporting this guy, you just turn a blind eye, you're blowing my mind. You are blowing my fucking mind. You are just bowing down and giving allegiance to the people that are just pissing on you. Literally on the other side of the fence, just pissing over, and you think it's raining. I'm going to call it rain. You know what's going on, dude. Wake the fuck up. In the words of Planet of the Apes, and what Caesar said, alone, ape weak. Together, ape strong. I think it's fucking time that the apes got together. I don't understand what people think like is happening that we can't do ourselves. What do you think takes place in the government that's so fucking complicated, so hard that if we had a revolution or we took these people out of office that we couldn't fucking figure it out? I guarantee you only good things would come of that. Only good things. Let's talk about, we're on America. Let's talk about capitalism. This is another one. I love capitalism. I love free market capitalism. Back to, that's not America anymore. Free market capitalism is not what this country is run on anymore. This country is run on crony capitalism. It's literally a banana republic run by corporations. That's where we are at this point, okay? Now, unrestrained, unbridled capitalism with no regulations is not fucking good. It's not good for the people at the bottom trying to get ahead, trying to make things happen, because then you just have a power vacuum sucking up everything. And then it makes it harder for us to actually create something meaningful and have it work. I mean, we kind of seen that with COVID, right? How come all these small businesses got shut down? They were hit with all the regulations, but mega corporations were able to just stay open. I mean, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but that seems kind of fucking intentional to destroy the middle class. I mean, dude, you can only say incompetence so long, so many fucking times, right? Oh, they're just incompetent. They didn't know any better. Bullshit, dude. If my stupid ass can think about all this stuff and the consequences to the regulations, then the people in office should also be able to do that. And if they can't, let's take it back to fucking minute 5. Get rid of them. We elect them. If it's gross incompetence, then why the fuck are we settling for that? Why are we okay with it? Oh, they're just idiots. Business as usual, Bob. No. Get rid of them. Okay? So, back to capitalism. I love free market capitalism. It really does lift people out of poverty because it gives you an opportunity to start something of your own. It allows people to start things, employ people, and then they make more money. Okay, it's a great system. It really is. Now, with that being said, there are components of socialism that are also great. Take it back to 5 minutes, in the podcast. Everyone pools together, right? Taxes. Everyone pools their money together to uplift their neighbors, their tribe, their nation, their society as a whole. There's nothing wrong with socialism in that aspect, right? Because the more people you uplift, right? Imagine if everyone was healthy and everyone was intelligent. What kind of society are you breeding? A better one, a greater one. You're going to have smarter people going into the workforce to either create more jobs. You could have tradespeople, you could have systems people, you could have whatever, designing products, designing whatever it is. That's better for everyone. If you have a terrible education system, you have a bunch of dumb fucking people who can't provide for themselves, can't get anything out of an entry-level job, that's a problem. And your only response is pick yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. That's fucking dumb. That response is so dumb. Oh, just work harder, work harder, work harder. Dumb. You sound dumb when you say that. I hope you know that. That's a boomer fucking mentality. Okay? Even some aspects of communism. What is a commune? Right? It is a group of individuals. Okay? Again, what is wrong with a collective? What is wrong with a group working together to lift things up? Yes, I understand the problem of communism is it always fucking turns bad. The problem with socialism is it always turns bad because people are corrupt. Let's take it back to minute 5, right? Make everything public record. Hold these people fucking accountable. Hold them responsible. You want to be corrupt? Gone. On to the next. Why do we even have one leader? We should have a group of people like they do in the EU. You have a Department of Education? Okay, give me the smartest fucking teacher out there with a PhD, a doctorate, or whatever. Whatever you got, you've been teaching for 35, 40 years. You got every degree. You've done it all. You should be in charge of education. Health department. I want to see some super healthy, fit guy who's been working in the sciences of biology, okay, and nutrition, not just biology, nutrition, in charge of the health department. Okay, agriculture. I want to see a farmer that's not using just machines and modern technology. You know, this I don't even know what it's called. I'm having a brain fart at the moment. What is it? Commercial, just like commercial farming. I don't want that. I want the Joel Salatin, the guy who's using the land. I want him to be the head of agriculture. Okay. I want people who are experienced and have a very deep knowledge in the thing that they are in charge of. I don't want Joe's second fucking cousin who doesn't know shit about anything, but he's running this department because he's Joe's cousin. Or he's his sister's husband. Or, whatever. His son's fucking wife. Whatever you want to say. That shit's got to stop. Bad for society. Bad for our country. Nepotism is not good. Nepotism without merit is not good. A true meritocracy is the only good thing. And that's how everything should be run. You don't get a job unless you're qualified for the job. That's not how America is ran. That's crazy, dude. What are we talking about? I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not the smartest fucking guy. I'm really not, dude. I know that. I understand that. I'm getting fucking comments online. Like, you're an idiot. You're dumb. You're a hillbilly. You're a redneck. Because I live in a fucking trailer, I must be just completely idiotic. Also not true. I'm not the smartest guy, but I am not stupid. Okay? If you sit here and you have an idea, you have a concept, and you flesh it out, right? You talk about the negatives, you talk about the bad things. How can we improve that? That is how you come to a solution. Now, every time you bring up socialism, every time you bring up communism, every time you bring up capitalism, every time you bring up anything that's not what we're currently fucking doing, someone has some stupid talking point that's been said 5,000 times that literally only exists to stop you from thinking. Could this actually work? Maybe if we take a piece of socialism, okay, and we take a piece of capitalism, and we take a good piece from communism, and we throw them all in the bag, okay? Take some more capitalism, take some more socialism, Oh, here's another good thing about communism. Throw it in the bag. Okay, fucking mix it all up. Mix it together. Boom. You have a much better system. Anything solely ran on one principle is not going to be good. You need a mixture of every ideology to make things work, because the world is not black and white, dude. Everything is nuanced. And I know I've said this before on this podcast. Everything in life is nuanced, dude. Everything. So as soon as you come at me with like some basic ass argument, I've already thought about it, dude. I promise you. I've already thought about it, man. I fucking cut grass outside for 10 plus hours a day, okay? All I can do is listen to myself. All I can do is talk to myself all day long. Believe me, this is shit that I'm passionate about. The betterment of society, the betterment of the country. How do we get ahead? How do we make things fucking work? I just want life to be good for everybody. That's what I think about. Those are the things that I think about all day long. I've been inundated. I've been programmed. I've been indoctrinated for 30 fucking years. Probably not that long, because I dropped out probably like 25, 26. Dropped out of like the propaganda machine. But, you know, sometimes some shit gets through. It still works on me. It is what it is. I'm fallible, just like every fucking human being. Difference is I'll admit that, okay? I know. But then, just like the whole Trump thing in the beginning, I was pro-Trump. Then more information comes in. I'm starting to see through the weeds. I got to change my perception. I got to change my mind. Or my perception has been changed. So now I have to change my mind. Right? I'm not going to stick to some ideology because I had a thought at one time that this was the best way to do something, or that was right, or whatever. If you show me new information and I'm like, damn, I never thought about that before. Never thought of it like that. I'm malleable, as we all should be. You have to change. You cannot be your beliefs. You cannot be your thoughts. You have to be willing to concede given new information. Okay? And I don't think that happens, especially in this country, a lot, with a lot of people. And that's how we have this whole rigid party line. That's why there's still deep red Republicans, deep blue Democrats. Blue no matter who. Red till I'm dead, right? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's not working. When was America founded, right? 1776, is that correct? I don't even fucking know. I don't know. Not even going to lie to you. Not going to front. Let's say it was 1776, the Declaration of Independence, right? I don't believe that they wrote that and was like, okay, we're done. You guys just do whatever happens from here on out. No. They made that to remind us that any time this country is going in a way that we do not like, we change it. And this shit should have been changed 60 plus years ago, probably. As soon as the system started getting out of control, as soon as the military-industrial complex started rolling in, okay? As soon as the three-letter agency started spitting propaganda, and it's hard for me to say. I can't blame them too much because we didn't have the internet. Didn't have access to all this information. At this point in 2025, if you're ignorant of something, it's literally because you choose to be. And I mean, even that may not be fair for me to say, because there's tons of people in this country who just fucking wake up and they go to their job and then they come home because that's all they have time for. And then they play with their kids, or they watch TV, or they play video games, or whatever it is that they do. They're not consuming information. But to me, that's crazy. But again, I have the luxury in the job that I do. I can throw some headphones in and I can listen to podcasts for 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, 12 hours a day. You know? And I'm getting a bunch of different worldviews. I'm getting a bunch of different information. And I think that's important. Because if you just live inside of a fucking echo chamber, that's a problem. And most of the people that I talk to live in an echo chamber. Especially these old people, man. I can't say any fucking thing without them coming at me with like, I'm anti-American, I'm anti-capitalism, I'm anti-this, I'm anti-that. I'm really not, dude, I promise you. I just know it can be better. I know this country can be better. It has the potential. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I want America to be great again, dude. Our parents could take care of a family, maybe not our parents. I don't want to say that. I mean, I don't even know then though. Like if I had two parents when I was growing up, okay, and my mom had an education instead of working at a nursing home, and she had a half decent job, and then let's say my dad had a half decent job, or her husband, or whoever, okay, you could afford a house. You could have a car. You could go on vacation. You could do these things. Because I watched my mom waste a bunch of money. I watched my dad waste a bunch of money. And they didn't have great jobs. So I know that if they had a decent job, we could have had way more. And I mean, I have an okay job. Luckily, I live in the Midwest, and the cost of living is a little bit lower than most places. I don't make a ton of money, but I make enough, you know? When the book fair comes around, my kids get to go fucking buy books. You know, they don't starve over here. They got everything they need. They got clothes. I just bought my daughter a nice necklace for her birthday. You know? Got my son tickets to a concert. Like, we afford to do things outside of just surviving. But on the same end, we're kind of just surviving. We're not really living. We are going to go on vacation, but that's thanks to my fiance's dad. Only thing I had to pay for is the car rental and half the gas to get down there. He paid for the entire stay. We're lucky. We're lucky. I haven't been on a vacation in 12 fucking years. And again, some of that is due to my own. These right here. I drink 2 of these a day. That's $5 a day. 5 days a week. Possibly even 7. What is that? 25? That's $30. Times that by 4. That's 120, right? 40, 80, 120, 160. No. Yeah, 120. Times that by 10. That's 1,200. Times that by 12. What is that? 1,440. That's almost enough to go on vacation. Just from the bangs that I drink every day. But here's the thing. It's food, man. I buy food to eat at lunch. But I work 10, 12 hours a day. Like, that's a necessity at that point, for real. I need the I don't need the caffeine. That's a lie. I'm coping. I love the caffeine. I like the way it makes me feel. It gets me pumped up, baby. It lets me be that fucking good little slave. Out there making that dollar. Yes, I'm master. Yes, I'm master. Whip me, master. I work harder, master. Give me the caffeine, master. That's where we're at. So what am I supposed to cut back on? Right? Not eat. I'm just supposed to not eat when I'm at work for 12 hours a day? No. But that's a big expense. What am I supposed to do? Just make more money, you know? So it's like a lot of people are in the same boat that I'm in. But then you get in shit like cigarettes, alcohol, gambling, drugs, other drugs. Luckily for me, I don't do any of those things, or else we would probably be fucking broke. Just like I was when I was growing up, because my mom was an addict. She bought a bunch of shit she didn't need. And that kind of irritates me, like I said, about the book fair thing, dude. I never had no money for a book fair. And I'm looking back on it, I'm like, man, we should have had some money for the book fair. That's crazy. That's like the least thing you could fucking possibly do. And you couldn't even do that? That's insane. I'm going off on a tangent here. But you guys get it. Like, there has to be more to life than just going to work and coming home. Like, you don't live in the greatest country in the world to just be a slave. And that's where a lot of people are. They're literally just a slave. And then we have these little, complacency mechanisms like TV and fucking internet and phones to distract you from the fact, and then the drugs and the alcohol and the, whatever, to distract you from the fact that you're a slave, waking up, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, coming home. What? Come on, man. And why is that happening? Crony capitalism, right? Let's run it fucking back. Call back. Crony capitalism. That's why. All this shit at the top, not getting distributed down to the bottom. Again, generational difference. Just work harder. Just work harder. Working harder doesn't decrease the cost of an asset, like a home or a vehicle. I was talking to a buddy about, selling this fucking trailer we live in. Luckily, it's held its value because the market is so terrible right now that a lot of people can't afford, they don't have the credit to buy a house. Even where I live, a small house is like 175, 200. Some people can't get loans for that. They can't afford it. But you know what they can afford? A $50,000 trailer, a $60,000 trailer, a $70,000 trailer. So that's what they're buying, right? Again, our parents didn't have to buy trailers. Our grandparents didn't have to buy trailers. He'd have 3 or 4 kids working a job. He could afford to pay for all those kids plus buy a home. And a lot of them save for retirement. It's insane. And I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard. It comes back to a meritocracy. You should work hard. You should try to be the best at everything you do. I don't care if you're a fucking dishwasher, you mop floors, you cut grass, you build houses, you build fucking rockets, you flip burgers at McDonald's. I don't care. Be the best that you can possibly be. If everyone strived to do that, oh boy, what a country we would live in. Apparently that's like Japanese culture. I've never been to Japan. I would love to go to Japan. I've only heard stories, but apparently like everybody there takes a lot of pride in what they do. And that should kind of be the case here. I know a lot of people fucking hate going to work every day, but it's like, dude, you're there. Just do your job, Just do it. Just do it good. Get your check. Come back, do it again. It sucks, but hey, formulate a strategy, formulate a plan to get out of the rat race. It's fucking hard. I will say that, but it's designed to be that way. Ooh, is a good segue. Okay, it's designed to be that way. Now, let's talk about poor, middle class, upper class. Okay, the analogy that I heard one time was a vehicle. And like a dead end. I'm like, dude, this is fucking genius. Think about if you're wealthy. You have a full tank of gas, okay? You're driving your car. You make a wrong turn down a road. You drive an hour or two, dead end. Oh, shit, man, I got to turn around. Okay, throw it in reverse. Boom, drive back. Now, middle class, you're at half a tank. Driving down the road. Same thing happens to you. That kind of sucks. We're going to be at like a quarter tank by the time we get out of here. Made a wrong decision. Went down the wrong road. Set you back a little bit, but you'll be all right. You can get back on the main road. Lower class. You got a fucking quarter tank. You got an eighth of a tank. You make the wrong turn, that's donezo. Your car's breaking down. You got to fucking walk back. Now you're way behind, dude. Way behind. It's kind of like the analogy of like you're running a relay race, okay? Poor people, disenfranchised people in the greatest country in the world, starting the relay race with a weight strapped around their ankle. Not only that, you're also in that like 6th starting position. When they shoot that gun off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you get to go now. You're talking about, work harder. Motherfucker, We didn't even start at the same. I got to work 4 times as hard as you just to even catch up to where you started at. And then that whole time, I can't make a wrong decision the way that our society is built, the way our society is based on, especially with a credit score, or you are absolutely fucked. Because everything is based around credit. I don't even know how I got into this fucking tangent from where we started with politics, but like, there's things that have to be restructured. Things have to be restructured. There needs to be, but again, it's all intentional, right? We don't want to educate individuals on the importance of financial literacy, because then the discrepancy between the higher class of people and the lower class of people starts to shrink. Then the control starts to go away, or as much control starts to go away. And that they don't like that. No, we got to be better than other people. Got to have your fucking boot on somebody's neck at all times. I don't get it, bro. Like, these can't be the same people, man. They can't be like you and me. How come I think the way that I think, and I think equality and betterment for human society is so important, yet these people in fucking control just want control. They just want power. They just want to manipulate and shit on people and keep people down. Keep them... I don't get it, dude. There's enough resources. There's enough technology. There's enough everything on this planet for us not to be doing what we're doing. It has to be intentional. Have you guys seen The Good Place on Netflix? If not, you should watch it. It's great. It's a great show. Sometimes I think that this might be the good place. Right? Maybe not the good place. It might be the fucking medium place. It might be the in-between, because it just logically, if you sit back and you just start thinking about the world, you think about all the problems, and you think about like how easy it really could be and should be, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Something fucked up is going on. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something. Is it the aliens me and Brooklyn talked about? Are they in fucking control? Is that the case? Are we being manipulated and played by some fucking civilization that's outside of our time and space? Are we trapped in some sort of fucking video game? Is it were the Buddhists right? The Hindus? It's just the Maya? The illusion? Are we in a fucking holographic universe? It's not even a video game, something we can't even comprehend. But even then, if we are, what's the fucking point? What's the point? Sometimes I think that maybe we're the AI. I truly fucking think that. Sometimes I think human beings are the artificial intelligence. I know that sounds fucking crazy. That sounds kooky. We got skin, we got, blood, we got whatever, okay? But if you think about how an AGI, artificial general intelligence, works, how it learns, okay? You look at children, you look at kids, it's basically, we're just computers. We are just computers sucking up data. Your computer might be a little bit better than somebody else's, but you have to run patterns. Pattern recognition is very important in our world. Same thing for a computer. That's how it learns. Let's say you run over a fucking pothole 2 times in a row. You start to brace yourself, or you swerve and turn for that bump. Every morning I leave to work. I have my bang and my truck. I open it up. I know where the bumps are at, where I need to fucking take my drink out of my cup holder and hold it so it doesn't spill or get shaken up. I've learned that because I've trained my program to know that this is going to happen at this exact fucking time. Most conversations that we have with people on a day-to-day basis are basic LLM responses, man. Oh, how's the weather today? Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's supposed to get some rain. Oh, how's your sports team doing, Bill? Oh, it's great, bud. The Tigers are doing fantastic this season. That's our fucking conversations. It's literally basic computer-generated fucking script. You look at a computer, right? What happens if your computer gets too hot? It over fucking heats. I mean, a human being, when you get too hot, what happens to you? You fucking fry. That's kind of crazy. I mean, we might be just drawing fucking lines where there's no whatever, but I mean, you look at oil in a machine, we got blood that maybe could be essentially the same fucking thing, right? We just think, oh, blood, whatever, because whatever we're living in, it kind of has a history. And that's what we know it as. Blood, skin, whatever. If you watch Westworld, fuck, man. One day, we could. Why couldn't we? Why couldn't we? Look at the lifelike fucking robots they're already starting to make. Why couldn't they get a little bit better? 3D printing organs. Why couldn't we be the AI? We're the fucking robots, right? Kind of makes sense. Are we gaining sentience? Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's a big part of like the first 20 fucking 3 years of my life where I did feel like a robot. I was that guy. Like, I don't even remember having like a free fucking thought, really. Like, I don't know, man. I didn't think the way that I do now. I would go to work and do the same fucking thing every day, and it just wouldn't even cross my mind. It would be just what you do, right? And then something happened, and I started to go, wait a minute. Something's a little bit weird here, bud. And you start thinking, why? What is that? Just like when the computer is starting to get sentience, right? We cross this boundary. And there's a lot of people you see. I mean, I no offense to my factory fucking workers out there, but man, how? How do you go to a factory for 10, 12 hours a day and you stand on an assembly line and you don't want to blow your brains out? That's like NPC robot behavior to me. No offense. Again, no offense to my factory fucking workers. God bless you guys. I just don't get how you do it, man. I tried. And every winter, I gotta fucking do it because there's no more grass growing. And after 4 months, dude, I'm fucking tapped. I'm tapped out. We're almost an hour in. I'm getting kind of tired. The whole concept here, and the whole point of, like, it's kind of an emergency fucking pot. Like, dude, we have to wake up, man. We have to wake up. America needs change. We can't keep doing the same thing we're doing, expecting different fucking results. That's the definition of insanity. And Americans, we're going insane. We're going insane, dude. Never in my life have I been this mad about the state of the country. Never. I'm 34 years old. I have a good buddy that I talk to every fucking day. Shout out to Dalton. And he feels the same way as me. The dude he literally sends me videos and I can fucking hear it in his voice. I can hear it in his voice how angry he is with how things are happening right now. And how nothing is changing. Nothing's being done. No one's being held accountable. I can literally hear it in his fucking voice. He is genuinely upset. He is genuinely concerned. And I understand. I get it. I'm starting to fucking feel the same way. Like, this doesn't make any sense, dude. Shit has to change. Has to. We cannot keep going this way. I said it on the other fucking podcast, but we are literally... Babylon is in decline, guys. I think America is Babylon. Kind of do. And, you know, it's a place where everybody just comes here and they're fucking hedonistic and everybody's just looking out for themselves and what's best for me and what can I do to make me feel better today? Give me that hit of dopamine. Want to go out clubbing, want to go out partying, want to do some drugs, want to get fucked up. That's all they do. That's all everyone fucking does in this country. What's in it for me? Right? That's not good. As a society, that is not good. Talk to another buddy. He's telling me about how many times he's been robbed. How many times people have stolen from him. Entire paychecks. That's not fucking good, man. Why are people so morally and ethically inept? America as a culture is in decline. As a society is in decline. And you could say it's just fucking happening, but in my opinion, it's all intentional. It all has to, what's pushed on the radio, all in your songs, in your fucking movies, in your entertainment. Just degeneracy is what's fed to people 24/7. And then we have the pretend play of politics saying, oh, one side's going to fucking help me do this, the other side's going to help me do that. He's the good guy, I'm the bad guy. Or wait, I'm the good guy, he's the bad guy. Vote for me, I'm going to help you. No, the fuck you aren't. You're like the fucking housemaster watching over the slaves for whoever owns the plantation. I don't know who the owner is, but you're just pretending, man. I don't fucking know. That's it. We're over an hour. I wanted to hit an hour. I didn't even know what I was really going to talk about when I got on here. So that's good enough to me, man. I hope you guys fucking enjoyed the episode. If not, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't check the fucking views. I don't check anything I post on fucking Ghost. I'm making these videos on TikTok. I'm really getting tired of fucking people commenting. Just negative shit. That's all they have to. At least I'm fucking trying, man. At least I'm using my brain and I'm putting fucking words out there and I'm trying to say things that matter. And all people want to do is just fucking come and shit on me. Oh, how I look and how I sound and this, that, and the other. Fuck you. At least I'm trying. I got more fucking balls than you. Where are you at? Trying to fucking do anything for anybody else other than yourself, right? Little fucking rant right there, but I don't care. It is kind of getting to me, but also not at the same time because I know they're just fucking sad, pathetic individuals who have nothing better to do than hate on people on the internet. Produce more, consume less. That's the path to freedom in America, I guess. Peace, motherfuckers.